Welcome to Superstitions, Traditions, and Definitions. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Carol.
And today is Am I the Asshole? Historical Edition.
Can't wait.
22nd episode.
Oh, yay us.
I know. We have 53 podcast episodes so far.
Wonderful.
I know.
Look at us go.
Look at us.
I know.
Coming up with superstitions and assholes.
Yes.
Finding all the assholes and the superstitions. We are rocking socks.
There's a world full of them.
There's a world full of them. An ancient world's full of them.
Yeah, that too. Indeed. Let's go. What are we doing?
All right. Ready to jump in?
Yes.
You are going to love this.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm listening.
All right. Am I the asshole for suspecting my wife was unfaithful and lying about going on a camping trip to attempt to catch her in flagrante delicto?
Oh my. Saucy.
All
right, let's hear it.
All right. I was the second son of an Italian noble family. My destiny was to be a clergy. Perhaps a bishop. I was born at Venosa in 1566. My mother, the niece of Pope Pius IV. She died when I was 7, and my uncle Carlo Borromeo, who was later a saint, requested I be sent to Rome to start my ecclesiastical career. I was placed in the protection of the Dean of the College of Cardinals.
Wow.
My uncle.
Very fancy.
They're fancy. But 11 years later, my brother died. I had spent my years in the church learning music. In my spare time, it became my passion. But because of my brother's passing, I had to give up my life with the church and assume his role as the future prince of Venosa.
Okay. I
also had to marry, as it was expected. So in 1586, I married my first cousin. She was a beauty of the town.
Okay, but not much for shopping around, huh?
Not much for shopping. They weren't. At this time, they weren't.
Keep it
they
the
had
family.
To keep the bloodline clean. We had one son, but the love of my life was music. My wife began having an affair secretly at first, but soon became less discreet.
Wow.
People were talking. On October 16th, 1590, I told her I was going on a hunting retreat. I hid until that night, snuck into my castle, and caught her in bed with another man. I ruthlessly stabbed them both as many times as I possibly could and shot them.
And then thorough.
Took a break and went back and did some more.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He was wearing a woman's nightdress when I reported my crime to the magistrate.
Gotcha.
Because of my title and revenge being the social code of the time, I was not charged. A year later, my father died, and I was officially the Prince of Venosa. My wife, who tried to make a cuckold of me, would not be princess.
Well, no, and would not be breathing either.
No, she
all
was not doing nothing.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess that's the law was on his side. She was silly to take it into her home anyway. What's wrong with her?
I mean,
Who was the guy? Do we know?
Yeah. Okay. We do.
I thought maybe if we knew something about him or
Carlos Gesualdo.
Okay. I don't know if I have an opinion whether he's the asshole or not. I mean,
I'm thinking he's the asshole.
Well, when he had to leave what he loved to do to marry this person, and then she was less than faithful. But was he husband material?
No. So he remarried after this?
And that one became a princess then.
She did.
Okay.
She got to be a princess. He, because of the times, and his title, he wasn't charged.
Gotcha.
However, she was also nobility,
Oh, no.
as was the man he killed,
Okay.
her lover. So
but they were cheating.
yes. But she was nobility. Her lover was nobility. He was nobility, and everybody's mad about everything.
Well,
So,
he's not cheating on her though.
He isn't. But he like it. It was bloody and icky.
I'll bet it was.
He couldn't just shoot him in the head and go on about his business.
No, you want to make him pay for it.
Yeah, and he did.
Want to make him sorry.
It was a big, fat, ugly, bloody mess.
I'll bet so. Icky poo.
There's still record. People still pour over the crime scene description.
Really?
It was gruesome.
Mercy me.
So
don't cheat on this dude.
For real.
Did she have any idea that he was a psychopath?
I'm going to assume no.
Probably didn't figure that's what would happen to her if he found out she was cheating.
So he remarries, but the people are like, they don't like him very much.
Probably not.
Lots of rumors, lots of threats. Like they wanted to take care of it himself, especially her family and his family.
Oh, well, sure.
So he takes his new bride and his tiny baby that he had with their dead wife.
Oh.
And moves to like the musical capital of Italy at the time.
Okay.
It was called Court in Ferrara. He moves there. He goes back to the love of his life, his music.
Yes.
You can hear, like, he was a big musician. What do they call them? I don't remember. Anyway.
Was he a maestro? Is that your M word you're thinking of?
No, but yes.
Okay. Composer. Was he a musician? Did he write music?
Yes, he was a composer.
Okay.
We can still, it's still around today, his music.
Okay. It'd be interesting to hear some of it, just to, put it with the psychopathic story you just told. And
that's one of his...
the blood and gore.
Was like haunting.
Oh, sure.
Music.
I'm sure it was.
He started like his own genre. They called him the Prince of Darkness.
All right. So
the music is still around today. It was not something popular at the time, but it was coming on the scene.
Okay.
Writing madrigals and pieces of sacred.
So killing people then probably hindered his career and made him infamous rather than famous.
Not at all.
No. Even though people didn't like him.
There wasn't like TV and social media.
Right, but there's gossip.
But he moves away, composes these beautiful musics in this place that expects beautiful music to come from.
Okay.
His second wife, tries to get a divorce. Because...
Did he kill her?
No, but he was not very nice to her.
He didn't stab her to death 100 times?
No, or shoot her.
Oh.
Or dress her lover in her nightie.
That's how her boyfriend was found?
That's how he was found by the magistrate. Now, it doesn't say whether or not he did that or that was some kink they had. I don't know, but there is record in the description of the crime scene that the lover was dressed in her nightie.
Wow.
I'm thinking he did that.
I mean, he may as well have.
It's like the final FU on that. And now this is how you're going to be remembered.
They're going to find your bloodless dead body in a pink frilly nightgown. Interesting.
Yes. But I wasn't a very nice person, I guess, but made some pretty music and people loved it. And the style he wrote in was brand new at the time. It was
Sure.
revered, and it was not copied again until like the 18th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He
Interesting.
played the lute.
Maybe that's what made him crazy.
You think lutes make you crazy?
Well, maybe he should have played something like the drums and got it out.
Oh yeah, you can just beat it. And
Yeah.
take all your aggression.
Yeah. Instead of going and stabbing people to death and then making a sandwich and going back to stab them some more.
I mean, and
He might have needed some energy after that.
he walked into whatever police station or whatever it was at the
All
time.
covered in blood and goop.
No, he waited a day.
Oh, did
And
he
he
take a
was like,
bath?
"Hey,
Change his clothes.
I need you to come over to my house because my wife and her
Got some dead
boyfriend
people."
are dead." And I did that. I just want you to know it was me.
It was me. I done it.
I did it.
I done it. They had it coming.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys, the police station say, "You know what, dude, you're right. They had it coming."
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And
did the guy she was seeing not have any friends who were like, "Yo, bro"?
Oh yeah, he had. That's why he had to move.
Oh, okay.
The Archduke that she was having the affair with was also. I mean, he was an Archduke, so he was nobility as well.
Yes, yeah, I got that. I got that part.
She was nobility.
Okay.
Aside from him,
he moved to get away from the gossip, not just because
he
got remarried.
No, he moved to get away from the gossip and the families
that were unhappy that he murdered their people.
They were threatening him.
Well, good.
He was scared.
Oh, maybe he was just a really bad husband.
I mean, according to second wife,
who didn't end up stabbed to death.
Didn't end up stabbed to death, but did leave and go back and moved in with her brother.
Oh. So, okay. Maybe he wasn't a good guy.
I'm thinking, probably no.
No, but I don't know. I feel like maybe she should have.
But hey, he had a lot of music published in Naples. It's still around today.
Well, that makes up for everything.
And he played the lute
instead of the drums.
And some other things.
Like?
I don't know about the lute or about the drums. Well, he played a harpsichord.
Sounded like he needed to go to therapy too.
I don't know if it was real popular.
It wouldn't have been, but
in the 16th century.
Don't you think it sounds like he could use some? He could benefit from a therapist.
I mean, he probably could.
By today's standards, yeah.
By today's standards, he, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
A biographer wrote in his biography or an article, somebody who had written on him in like the, I don't know, early 1900s, late 1800s, wrote that by all accounts, the second wife was virtuous as there is no record of him killing her.
Oh, okay.
So I guess, take two was better.
I guess take two took.
Take two took.
Take two took. Interesting. Maybe he just didn't catch her. Maybe she was slicker. I mean, come on.
I mean, she ran away. They had a baby together. That baby passed.
Oh, no.
And then early teens, the son he had with his first wife passed also.
Ah.
Which he assumed was
retribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something he deserved because of
murder.
That.
Murder.
So his
double homicide.
He had a painting with angelic scenes painted and had the baby and his second wife.
Oh.
Classy guy.
Sounds like he's a classy son of a bitch right there. Money and nobility doesn't make you classy. But okay.
He did eventually feel bad for murdering his
wife
and the Archduke.
Okay.
So to pay for his sins, he hired a servant whose job was to beat him with a whip every day.
You want to talk about a level of kink? I'll tell you whose it was. It's his. Wow. Because he felt bad. He needed to get whipped every day. He liked it. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
He had a servant that was how he served.
He served up some leather and cracked him. Mercy.
Daily.
He liked it.
Daily.
Don't act like it was punishment.
No, he was.
No. He's a dirtball. How disgusting.
Good times.
What a little twerp.
I mean, no, it was because he felt bad.
No.
For his crimes.
No, that's not why.
You are just making stuff up.
I think you're making stuff up.
He wanted absolution for his crimes before he went to heaven.
No, that's not it.
He wanted to make sure he got to heaven, so he had
That's not how you do it. Did he repent? No, probably not. He was probably still glad that he did it.
I don't know what he said to that servant while they were beating him. Maybe he did say,
repent.
I'm sorry.
You don't repent to the servant.
Maybe he said, I'm sorry, while he was getting beat with a whip by the person he hired to beat him with a whip.
Oh my God. Did he date this guy later? I mean, who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who is to say? Just that he's a raving fucking lunatic. Sounds like it.
But he wrote the music.
I don't care. He should have stayed at the church. It's too bad his older brother died. Now we have all this terrible
seriously,
story.
You think this is what the Catholic Church needed?
Well, I think that this is what he turned into after he left. I think he was good at the church.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think he was really churchy while he was at the church.
Well, he might have been churchy, and then he had to leave the church and go and assume a life that he hadn't planned for himself.
He was musicy at the church.
See, if he was at the church, he would have stayed single. He wouldn't have murdered anybody.
That is true. But if he was at the church, eventually he would have had to step into the actual, he was a 7-year-old kid.
Okay. When he beat and murdered people?
No, when he went into the church.
Gotcha.
Into the clergy.
So he had no practical knowledge of life.
Right. So a 7-year-old kid goes in. 11 years later, so at 18, he's leaving the church.
He should have stayed at the church.
But he wasn't actually churching. He was there discovering his love of music.
Well, great.
If he had stayed in the church and become clergy and had to do the job of a clergyman, which is probably going to get in the way of his music.
Well, but you know what? But there's no cheating wife.
Correct.
Okay, there you go. Cheating wife is the variable in this.
But there are
a
lot of cheating wives and cheating husbands that are knocking on that little window, wanting to confess their sins to him.
Well,
and he would have probably been like, listen, I don't care.
It's not personal to him.
You want to hear the song I wrote?
Jesus Christ.
I don't have
Let
time.
me advise you, say 10 Hail Marys and go stab your wife and her boyfriend to death. And then shoot them.
Yeah.
That would be the advice. But he didn't do it.
He didn't.
No, if he'd have just been in the confessional, if he would have become a priest.
If he'd have been in the confessional, he would have probably been stabbing people through the confessional because he wants to be making music.
Well, he would be able to go make music in 10 minutes when confession's over.
What if they had a lot of sins to confess and it took longer than 10 minutes?
He can cut them off and say, okay, we got to go.
You confessed enough.
Got to wrap it up. Save something for next time. They can do whatever they want.
Go on.
Yeah. Save something for next time.
How many bored priests out there listening to people are like, you know what? You're good.
You're good.
Don't tell me more.
It's not necessarily a sin that you ate the last cracker. You forgot to buy cheese.
If I wanted that cracker, it could be.
No, it's not. You should have been faster. Yep. I'm telling you.
So they say later in life he suffered from depression.
No, I'm so surprised by that. I guess I just do not understand.
Funny, but like really, you think later in life is?
Well, it seems like he enjoyed everything up until then.
Oh, that's probably
murder and getting away with murder.
He was having a good time,
and sexy new wife, and all this other shit, and then everybody dies on him after he. I mean, the ones that died are not the ones he chose to die. I mean, maybe.
only 2.
Yeah, That we know of.
That we know of.
Maybe he was a proficient murderer and he got away with it for other murders.
I mean, he could have gotten away with this one had he not knocked on the police officer's door and been like, "Hey, listen, I did bad job over here.
Can somebody come clean this shit up for me?
Right. There are dead people in my bed and I'm sleepy.
I'm so tired." Jesus Christ. Yeah, I suppose. But maybe he could have just like left the house, and he could have gone and got a new house and just left them there. Eventually, they'll just rot away. And I mean, you would think.
I mean, he ended up leaving the house anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, because it's gross and covered in blood and guts and stuff.
He was very sad when his Uncle Carlo died.
I'll bet. Because he didn't get the chance to kill him.
He really wanted his body.
Or?
I don't know, but there's correspondence between him and whoever he could write a letter to where he's begging for pieces of his uncle's body.
Wow. Okay.
They think maybe he was suffering from depression.
No. Depression. Would it have made him not depressed to have, like his finger or chunk out of his knee or something?
Well, he was hoping that having relics from his uncle would cure his brain.
No. The Catholic Church is big on its relics, but that's not what that is. Nope.
He was pretty sure.
No. No.
I mean, he was sainted.
Well, the uncle was sainted. Yeah, right. They need to keep the parts. They might have given, part of it to a different church. They kind of did that. They'll split them up sometimes.
The dead bodies?
Yeah.
Of the saints?
Yeah.
So glad I'm Baptist.
No, you're not.
To be sainted.
It's a big process to be sainted.
I know you have to do stuff after you get dead, and I plan on sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me too. I'm good.
I'm not going to do
I'm
nothing.
Good. Nope.
I'm taking a nap.
Dirt nap.
I've been trying to take a nap for 19 years, and I haven't been able to yet.
I know it. I'd like to go take a nap right now. So tired.
Calm down, sir, man. You're fine.
You're not telling me nothing.
You'll nap when you're done.
This is true.
But you are Catholic, so you might be.
I'm not going to be sainted.
So
no.
You can achieve sainthood.
Nope, not me. Not me. I'm good.
You're not worried about being sainted?
I'm not. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yep. Good enough.
So what did you decide? Is he the asshole or not?
I'm going to say yeah, even though he was depressed. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the asshole.
It cracked me up when some people think he might have been suffering from, are you freaking kidding me?
In psychosis alongside of that.
We think maybe.
I mean, it's hard to tell from, just a little bit of correspondence and shit from back then.
Is it?
I guess, for some. I can Monday morning quarterback it for you and tell you what I think, but I think he's the asshole, and I think that's that.
But luckily, his second wife was a virtuous lady because there's no record of him.
No, he didn't stab her through the throat or any of that shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know this story. I mean, it is gross.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the things
I blame the depression.
Wrote,
I blame the depression.
The way he was written about had me rolling.
I'll bet so.
Oh, I do. Seriously, we think the wife was virtuous because he didn't kill her. Well,
good job. She probably, heard the story about the first wife and thought, "Ooh,
you better. I better not.
I better behave myself."
That's right.
Or I better be sneakier than she was. I'm telling you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It could go, that could go either way.
She was discreet with it at first.
Well, she should have kept it that way.
And then
she would have lived longer.
You know what? He don't care. He loves music.
Yes.
Me.
He's over there cheating on me with music.
That's right.
Look at him over there with that clarinet.
I'm thinking she thought, well, he probably doesn't care.
You heard me. That's what I said. I think he's the asshole.
You think
I think we've nailed it.
You have nailed it. He's the asshole.
We. Yes.
I think that too.
Yes.
You
All
have
right.
decided that I think he's the asshole as
Yes,
well?
you do think that.
Okay.
You heard me.
All right.
All right.
So let us
Know what you think.
Perhaps he was suffering from depression.
He might have been.
There's a possibility.
Could be.
He knew, though. He knew. I don't know that mental illness was the word used at the time, but he wrote in his letters where he's begging somebody to give him.
He was a crackpot, huh?
Yeah. He knew that there was something not right in his mind. And that's why he wanted his uncle's kneecap or whatever.
Rocker.
Yeah.
Off his rocker. You throw all the terminology out there. It's not exactly scientific, but we all know what it means. Psychopath.
All right. We'll tune in on Tuesdays for Superstitions and Saturdays for Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, tell your friends.
Come back and see us.
Come back and see us.
We'll
Leave us a comment.
Yep.
She loves you.
I do.
I have a fondness.
She does.